here. Check out Status Crew, Hope, Doobie. Check out Rude Gang, Mama Rude Gal, PSLCD, BAXWARTV fam. What's up? Shout out to Rocco. Shout out to everybody. So, yeah.
We were talking a bit still about Movember.
Movember, yeah. So, Movember, a close friend of mine, some stuff happened, and at the end of the day, we've been supporting Movember at my work for the last 7 or 8 years. Mm-hmm. So I felt like it was my time to kind of take what I do and put something towards that, because you know it's something that we're always trying to build shows and stuff like that. So why not? You know, we have a following and we need to donate some money to help these people.
Exactly.
So that's kind of where we're coming from.
Yeah.
And the love of the music. You know, we love to make music, and we're trying to get the music out there to make sure that everybody understands that we're not, you know, it's not about, sometimes it's more about us when we rap, and I think that goes a long way. You're working on stuff, you're not trying to satisfy anybody but yourselves, and if you do that properly, I think it's one of those things where it's like, if you love yourself, things will come your way, right?
It's always going to resonate with somebody else at the end of the day, whether that's for good or for bad, but at least you're making your own work regardless of how it's received, even if it's positive or negative. Yeah,
exactly, yeah.
But the good thing about Movember is that you're going to be donating some money.
Yeah.
There's a goal there. He said that he had $1,000 that he's trying to put towards the Movember Foundation.
Yeah.
Which, do you remember what that goes to?
You know what we do have a bio that we're gonna read, just to tell you all about the Movember, what's going on there with that. Yeah, it's good to be putting towards something like that. We'll be able to tell everybody what it's all about if you don't know what it is. Things like prostate cancer and stuff like that. Men's health is something that is kind of a problem, you know, and a lot of people probably have somebody that is close to them or they know that has those types of problems. And so we just team together, and I hope, you know, we're trying to get everybody that we know, all the hip-hop artists, everybody that we know, artists. We're actually doing a silent auction also, so we're going to have artists donating stuff. We're donating 100% of the door sales from the fundraiser, which is at Backstage Lounge on the 29th. 100% of the door sales go to Movember Foundation. And then, what was the other one? 100% of doors.
50% of all downloads through November.
Yeah, 50% of downloads of the album Handlebars through November are also going to be going to. So anything that you purchase for the Handlebars EP, half of that is going to the Movember Foundation to help out. So
for the entire month of November. So that's why we're dropping this video today. The album drops, so that all digital downloads can go towards the Movember Fund, just like the door sales that are going to be happening at Backstage Lounge. November 29th. One more show that you can catch Hope at is opening for Alpha Omega at Studio.
Studio, November 17th. There is Alpha Omega, and we're opening up for them with Mugshot. So that's going to be a good show, man. We went on tour, obviously, with Alpha Omega and Mugshot, so there is a really strong connection there already. That's kind of, once we get into this show, it's going to be right back to the tour life, you know, because it was just crazy. Tour life is crazy when you're forced to sit with people for a full month. You really get to know who they are, and you know it's pretty funny when you get to, you know, spending a month with somebody side by side, you know. So Alpha Omega and Muggy, got to know those guys really well, so I'm stoked to be rocking this with them. I mean, Alpha Omega, Prev and Neff, been my homies for a while, so that's a little easier. I can, you know, it's no problem Muggy, I was the first time that I kind of met on the tour, so that was something that was a learning experience, is getting to know who that person.
Mug shots.
The Muggy.
Better be tuning in right now. I know you were just on with me on the phone, and my mom called, but that's because other stuff's been happening, as we know.
Hey, let's say what up.
Hey, what up, guys?
What up, fam? How we doing? We doing that? Say a shout out to Nova Lee. Little one, little baby addition to the family. So,
there you go.
But yeah, we're stoked on this, man. Album cover, Mama Rude Gal did that. Go check it out. Another thing I wanted to say is, we actually only released Here to Stay, right? So you can go to listen to Here to Stay.
I'm dropping the single.
Yeah, dropped a single.
Yeah.
So what you have to do is you can pre-purchase the album, and you get the single right now. You get Here to Stay, and then the other 8 tracks will be available on the 29th.
That's the drop of the album.
Yeah, the drop of the album. So we got some videos in the works.
Yeah.
You know, we're it's non-stop, really.
No, it's gotta be.
Yeah, I work a regular job too, so between that and Doobie has a regular job, so being an artist is a lot of work when you include regular work in there.
And then you're using most of your regular work to pay
exactly
for everything that you're doing, so it's always a
totally.
win-win, right?
Yeah, yeah, it's just a vicious cycle that we love to be in.
There's nothing better than being at the edge of your seat for your entire life.
Oh, it's great. Love it. And then the show comes and you're like, fuck. I mean, I love to perform, but, you know, it's all part of being an artist is, you know.
That's how it goes.
You know, I think when I first started out, I did rap, and then the performance side came, and you're like, oh no, I gotta go and like present it to the heads, and like, you know, it changes everything. So you get from a studio writing in the basement. Okay, well, we're gonna get in the studio. Okay, cool. It's all messing around, and then in the stage, Brett, you're like, okay, now it's real.
Yeah.
Because now you got to take it to the stage, and we're opening up for MADCHILD. Yeah. So I think that was one of our first shows, big shows, was MADCHILD, and that was an experience of just making it, and they're like, you're on stage. Right. So it was like, whoa, we killed it, which was good. I was pretty happy. Yeah.
Especially with MADCHILD. Which show is that?
That was a long time ago. It was in Mission.
Yeah, oh fuck. Mission.
Yeah, Mission. They don't. That bar isn't even operating anymore.
No.
It was called The Stage. We opened up for Mocha, HOPSIN, MADCHILD, all of that spot. So it was pretty crazy. HOPSIN and Swiss. Yeah. So we met those guys. Those guys are really nice.
Like that must have been the first couple of years in Fun Volume.
Yeah, they were rolling heavy, and they were brand new, and we actually chilled with HOPSIN at the end, and it was surprisingly, he was super chill, man.
Oh yeah.
You know, it wasn't like, you know, even his status that he had, he was just wanting to kick it and fucking chill and talk, just like this, you know.
Well, he's in the life of it. That's what you can always appreciate about HOPSIN.
Yeah, definitely.
As much as he's been an influence and influential.
Yeah, definitely.
He just wants to be in it. He's trying to work his way through it.
Yeah.
Sad how Funk Volume just kind of fell apart. But
bigger
and better things. Sometimes you got to just end things when they're poor and just move forward with it.
Yeah, definitely. All right, cool. Yeah, so we got the album cover.
Yeah.
Features. We went through already. It's all recorded at Paranoid, or all mixed and mastered at Paranoid. And hard copies are on the way, and we're working on some videos. So it's coming along nice. The fundraiser is gonna be Mama Rude Gal, Mike Dreams, shout out to Mike Dreams, Doobie, and Hope, and then we got DJ Guilty Pleasures as the DJ. So, you know, we wanted to kind of string out and pull some other heads. You know, we have like Loyalty and yourself. We have heads, but this one we wanted to keep as all status crew, all family, and those guys we work with since day one. Hammy, Mike Dreams, you know, he was Hammy for a while. That comes from His old school name, we used to call him Hammy way back in the day. I knew Hammy when I was like fucking 13. So coming back, I went to New York for a bit, did a bunch of stuff. None of us did hip hop. Came back, and lo and behold, Hammy's killing it on the scene, right? So it was just like, whoa, I'm doing this, and we're doing this, and here we are, like 10 years later, rapping together. So that was good. We have Mike Dreams on there. We got Doobie, who everybody knows. Hope and Doobie, that's Status Crew right there. Doobie's got a new album on the way too, so everybody be prepared for that. It's gonna be really good, man. I'm not gonna say much about it because I don't really want to keep that on the DL. Just for now. But yeah, and then myself, you know, so I'm gonna be kind of the headliner of the show, but at the end of the day, we're all gonna come out and just kill it as a team because that's what we are. So be prepared for a bunch of solo sets followed by Status Crew banger.
There we go.
That'll be dope.
Yeah.
So,
fuck yeah. So I'm really looking forward to Handlebars album.
Yeah.
It'll be good. Check this out, Backstage Lounge. I'll be on November 29th. There we go.
There's going to be a silent auction. So there's going to be a bunch of art that's donated that you can come down. We'll have a silent auction for that. We're not going to release any names yet. There's some really dope names on there that we really want to we would like to say, but we're not going to really say that right now. The lineup we've gone through, it's $10 at the door, so it's not, you know, it's not a huge amount.
100% of these door sales are going straight towards the MOVEMBER Foundation.
Yeah, 100% of door sales, and 50% of the album sales are going.
Access I have to, so I'm really stoked on my next couple of videos. They're going to be epic, for sure. Yeah.
That's a good one.
Numbers, yeah.
Life is a bitch, that's why I never trade, homie. Trying to get richer, so please put the blame on me. These gifting the cursed days and bring out my worst traits. And getting distracted by girls from bottle service with actress of model purpose. I swear that shit the worst of it, but anyone can get lost alone. So you never really know what you got till it's up and on, go on to the next town. If you can't learn to earn your blessings and you let down. So I say how when I'm alone, feeling different.
So first off, who was the ballet dancer that you featured in this?
Ballerina was just like a local ballerina. I honestly met her when I did this award show with like Prevail and the Mayor. The Vancouver Awards of Excellence or something like that for like charities and stuff in Vancouver. So yeah, she was actually hired to perform during my performance of that like award show, and it worked out so well that we were like, yeah, let's get you in the video.
That's a really good like look to kind of see it. See that Flip Out was making an appearance in this?
Yeah. Flip Out. I started working with Flip Out recently.
Yeah, he's a good homie of mine. He was Brandy's local, so when I worked at Brandy's, he was...
Oh, he worked at Brandy's. That's funny.
Yeah, sure did. Who is this?
Yeah, he's a good guy. That's DJ Cherche.
Yeah.
That's like I don't know, like another Vancouver DJ, and there's fucking Jay in the background there. That's for Jay Swing and Flip Out.
Yeah, Jay.
Everyone's basically like people from Vancouver, you know what I mean?
Yeah, got that little backstory through there.
He's like a singer named Nure.
Nure?
Named Nure, yeah.
Nure.
She's really good, from a band called Star Captains.
Oh, yeah. Get to...
So on the album, it's actually the Vancouver Film Orchestra, which is like
Film Orchestra. Okay.
There, you know, a lot of them cross over there and both of them kind of thing. I guess Film Orchestra is more like the studio version of them kind of thing. So they do like Michael Bublé and like Bragg Adams and stuff like that. Although those guys had like a much larger string section than I had, obviously. But I got a good grant from Factor to do this album kind of thing. So I guess like one of my main things that I wanted to spend the money on was getting like a big orchestral sound kind of thing. I like that whole big band like soul strings and stuff. So I worked hard to kind of find a guy that had a lot of knowledge as far as composing and arranging orchestras. Yeah. So I found this guy named Todor Kobakov who does all the strings for like Metric and Chaos and people like that, Dan Mangan. And went to work with him in Toronto for a while, where like, you know, I just like basically stayed in Toronto and brought him a bunch of beats that were either rough drafts, some had like ideas of it, some had kind of pre-made strings, and then we kind of worked on those, and he basically like, you know, redid the string parts on all of them, like properly arranged them and stuff like that. We did some original stuff too that, you know, I hadn't brought any kind of drafts or anything like that we came up with, because on top of being a huge string composer, he's like a really accomplished piano player. Like he's one of Toronto's best piano players. So he like played piano on a bunch of the album, including on that song too, at the video. Even though I'm sitting behind the piano on the video. So yeah, that's basically it. And then once I, you know, worked with him in Toronto for a bit, I came back here and had like the actual like sheet music, like he had scored it kind of thing. You know what I mean? And it was a toss-up between getting like a European orchestra to do it for slightly less cost, but you can't be there, you know, you kind of like send it off and then they play the parts and they send it back to you. Or getting like a local orchestra to be able to do it, and there was like kind of a deal that the Vancouver Film Orchestra gave me because I was like a, you know, up-and-coming artist. And not like Michael Bublé. So yeah, we'd be able to, we did it there, we did it at the Warehouse Studios in Gastown with the Vancouver Film Orchestra, like on like 10 songs at least kind of thing. So
cool.
Yeah, it's dope. I don't think every single one of them are making the album, but a lot of them are kind of thing.
Wow. Now what, is there going to be extra footage or material that you're going to be able to use with it? Like yeah, like there's lots of footage from the, I guess, session that we did, the string session on, like some, like we used a little bit on the video. I noticed that.
And then you know, that was just like a little bit of it. So hopefully at one point we can put together kind of like a documentary style piece. About,
that would be really cool. Put that together like with the album. That would be like
exactly
amazing kind of like counterpoint with it, because like like even just throwing it back right now, like you've been around touring. I checked out your website and not only am I blown away by like just the like, I feel like even SONREAL kind of nipped your style with that writing a little bit. I'm not even gonna go there, but
you know, as far as the SONREAL Cityreal thing, I think we both heard about each other once we were, you know, established a little bit more kind of thing. I didn't hear about SONREAL until I was touring through Alberta. Someone was like, oh, you know, they told me about him and stuff like that. I'm sure it kind of came similar to him, but I think we got different styles, especially now where he's like, he's very poppy, singy kind of, you know, nothing wrong with trying to sell records to 14-year-old girls and stuff like that, but it's not really my thing, you know what I mean? Like, it's probably really lucrative shit, and some of it's pretty catchy, so.
Well, just turning off the water and sketch. So your tour dates that you have all the way back up to 2010, and you have these huge tours with everybody back in the day, Stomp Down Killers, all the way through Swollen Members, while everybody is going through all this stuff, and you're kind of like going through all this, and now you gotta actually see, after having taken a step back from the game, looking at it, what it kind of developed into. What are your thoughts on even just recent events and
what kind of recent events are you talking about? I mean, like the game's always evolving, changing, you know what I mean? It's never gonna be like it was 5 years ago or anything like that, you know, so and that's at any point in time, you know, so
what are the biggest changes that you've undergone since touring with Swollen? And
I mean, I guess I just went through like a personal thing where like I guess for the first, you know, 3 years of my career I went pretty hard. I got so I put out my first project in 2010 and it got nominated for a Western Canadian Music Award. And then I kind of hooked up with a gentleman named KRAFT, who kind of helped me, you know, guide my career. And it was just like really way early when Switch Off Union was still touring and stuff like that. So I was able to, from like the little success I had for the project, kind of get on tour with first Switch Off and then eventually Swollen Members. And then I honestly formed like a pretty close relationship with the guys from Swollen. Like it just clicked.
Yeah.
And I just toured with them for several years. So like in 2010, I did a Canadian tour with them, and then that went so well that they took me to the States. So with them in 2010 kind of thing. And that was actually the tour that MADCHILD.
I saw that was when you were up in California.
Yeah, we went.
Warren G.
Oh well, no, this is Warren G was after. So we did. I did like basically the entire Western United States with Swollen members, but that was actually the tour where Mad tried to cross the border but couldn't get let across the border. So it was like Prevail, Rob, myself, and then Saigon from, I don't know if you're familiar with Saigon. But anyways, then I just toured. I've toured. I've done like a couple more tours with the Swole members since then and stuff like that. So it's like a crucial part of the learning experience, I think. Yeah, like it's without all those shows, like my show would suck probably. But the fact that I've played well over 100 shows now, like I really enjoy going on stage now. You know what I mean? It's like fun. It's whereas before it was, you know, it was more nerve-wracking and it was a learning experience. So it's definitely like. And
that was able to lead up to you actually being able to do some pretty impressive festivals as well, because doing Squamish back in 2014, EMINEM was the headliner.
Yeah, that was
dope. Did you get to see him at all?
I did. I was more stoked on Nas actually.
Yeah, Nas is fucking one of my favorite rappers out of the West or the East Coast over there.
I got to like shake hands with Nas. I didn't get a picture, unfortunately, which is like such a big regret.
Hey, it's a memory, and that's your memory. You don't need to fucking be sharing that with everybody.
So yeah, man, that was like, and that was one of my funnest shows too, because I was actually able to do it. They like requested that I bring a full band. Yeah. So I got like some of the best musicians in Vancouver, like Timmy Prosnick on drums, and like this guy named Andrew Rasmussen on keyboard, Jimmy Black on guitar, like literally like some of the best, you know, from our generation that our city has to offer. Plus this girl named Tanya Ganaba singing, who's fucking awesome. And yeah, man, we tore it down. That was a fantastic set. You know, when we started, there was very few people. By the end, there was like a huge crowd. You know what I mean? Yeah. It was lots of fun. And then I was trying to play it last year, but unfortunately it got canceled due to the American dollar being so high.
Oh, right, yeah.
And Live Nation kind of, you know, that's just fucking up their budget completely, so they just decided not to do it. But yeah, man, hopefully, you know, with this next album coming out, you know, we got a couple more videos to do before the album comes out, but at the end of the year or early next year, hopefully the next festival season will really be when I actually like hit the festival scene big time kind of thing. So yeah, man.
It'll be really good. Yeah, I'm sure you have some amazing stuff that's gonna be coming out of that, because, you know, you're really just like on an edge that, like, the tip that you're on right now is just kind of like uncharted territory, especially in Vancouver.
Yeah, thank you, man.
I'm like, you know, you've seen it. You're actually taking something that's way more classically derivative, what culture actually comes from, and that's honestly because you're helping shaping it right now.
Word, thank you, man. I really appreciate that. And I definitely did make a conscious effort to kind of come out of left field with it, even though that's what everyone should do, you know what I mean? Yeah. But everyone wants to be different, and that's kind of the name of the game. Like we were talking earlier, that's why, you know, Lil Yachty is popular as opposed to, you know, some of the best rappers that probably are much better rappers than Lil Yachty, but, you know, their stuff sounds like everyone else, a lot of it, you know what I mean? It doesn't really differentiate themselves. So, you know, and that's one big lesson I've had, I guess, in music in the past, you know, with my earlier touring, and just whatever up until now, it's that, you know, talent and quality is truly not a dime a dozen, but it really is readily available. It really comes, it's originality and marketing and image that really sets apart. You know, on top of that's assuming you have great music. I mean, great music comes first, you know, but there's lots of great music out there, you know. There's lots of really good music out there that doesn't really get heard, so it's a tricky game, man. It's a tricky game. It's like keeping people's attention, you know, so we're entertainers in the end, you know. But even though we want to be artists, it's entertainment, you know. I don't know if that kind of answers your question.
No, that definitely does.
Yeah, so it's interesting, but, and then like, I don't know if I answered your question before, like I went on all those tours with Swollen, and then my mom had been battling cancer, or breast cancer, for the longest time, And then yeah, she like it came back pretty heavy for the last time, so I kind of took lots of time off music and
well, you need to.
Yeah,
family comes first, regardless of whatever you are pursuing.
Yeah, you know, when something like that happens, it's so easy to take a schedule and just put everything just fucks off, you know, who cares? Yeah, so I took like a good like 2 years off touring almost basically, and off releasing music. I mean, I did like a little EP to keep the grand people happy kind of thing that I had to release, but that was just like extra stuff that wasn't going to make the album. Yeah. And then yeah, so finally, my mom passed away, I guess, in December, unfortunately. You know, but she had a really full life. She was like a fortunate person. And she was very fortunate to have like us around her. She passed away at home kind of thing. That's why I did, you know, like I was able to just be a full-time caregiver and nurse kind of thing. And then, you know, I feel like a period of grieving and stuff, and just getting back into music now, it's kind of like starting to come together again. So I'm
sure it's going to help with the recovery process, because that's what music is supposed to be able to do.
Most definitely.
Heal and help, and
yeah, for sure.
Do that, be able to move through things.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's what I use my music. Battle Axe Warriors is really kind of being discussed, and man, it goes so deep. So like I actually produced a bunch of tracks for MADCHILD. One of them got released. It's called Black Acid Devil, featuring Moko Only. I don't know if you guys. And then there's like a bunch of other ones that didn't get released, and I think that was because like I was trying to push a more like soulful style onto Mad, and it was when he was really kind of, you know, rediscovering himself and like really open and trying a bunch of new stuff, and you know, he ended up going back towards more of his classic style, and a lot of those songs that we made were a bit more soulful and didn't really fit like the mold of like the Little Monster kind of thing. Yeah. But they're really good songs, I think. You know, hopefully they get released one day, and yeah. So and then during that time, I saw him come. We actually put up the first BattleAxeWarriors.net when it was the first thing to like have people sign up and stuff like that. So that was like way back in 2011, 2010, and since then it's just grown like crazy. Yeah. Yeah, I remember I still got the Warrior shirt on now when he said you know, he made me a warrior back in that day, like when Mad was kind of doing everything. Obviously since then things have changed quite a bit, and like growth and stuff like that, and you know, I lost touch a little bit with like with Mad especially, but you know, me and Prep are still fucking awesome, great friends, and fucking hang out all the time. So yeah, man, I still consider myself a warrior somewhat to a certain degree.
Oh, you gotta come see Mocha on Friday.
Yeah,
we're performing in Surrey.
Oh, Surrey? Oh, cool, yeah. I'll try to make it out there. That's a little far from me, but yeah.
That's how I feel too. Out here in East Van. Yo, Josh, what's good, buddy? I left your charger upstairs.
What's good, man? And you seen the video?
Yeah, I did. Yeah. I totally like gapped up, but I thought the video. I'm watching it, I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah, thanks again for the help with that shit.
Gotta use the shot of us. I'll put a little freeze frame.
I was like trying to remember when the fuck did you do that?
Don't you remember he rolled through? We waited after our meeting. That's what.
Oh yeah.
We had the things going on.
Cheers, man. Yeah, sorry, hopefully didn't make you wait. Sorry for making you wait so much today.
I mean, Delta won't be too much of a trek, so we'll be fine. It's only Delta, D heavy, LCD.
Studio technical difficulties are a bitch, you know.
I mean, that's what comes first in this game too.
Yeah, well, usually I'd be able to just take off, but I told someone that Toronto was waiting for it, so.
And Toronto's 3 hours ahead, let's not forget about this.
Yeah, exactly, so that was top priority for sure, so. Traffic stuff, but yeah, man.
East Coast always pushing around the West. My man.
It's a tough border to cross, man. That's the magic thing about Vancouver rap too. I mean, we have such a great scene, but Toronto, it's hard to get Toronto to carry. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's you know, a lot of people tour from Vancouver to Winnipeg successfully, but just making that crossover from like Winnipeg, there's a day of fucking nothing, like literally. Nothing, and then you hit the east, and it's a different world out there. So yeah, hopefully with this next project, which is called Lost in Vancouver, but it's you know, I got a great publicist from Toronto, and I worked with a bunch of people from Toronto. Like I got Socrates on it. I don't know if you're familiar with Socrates.
I know Socrates.
And Julie Black, we did a track together. So yeah, man, I'm hoping to kind of, you know, make a bit more noise out there for sure this time.
That's. If they can pay attention, it's because they are, you know, they've got their own sound over there, and that's definitely for sure.
Most definitely.
And I find myself not even looking at it.
Yeah,
I can't. It's a completely opposite world to me, just like you said. Yeah. What's going on over here?
It's like they really have a Toronto sound, like a really ambient, you know, like that whole post-Drake world kind of thing. It's definitely taken over Toronto.
Oh yeah.
But it's still the center of the Canadian hip hop universe. You know what I mean? All the media is in Toronto, so
yeah.
If you kind of want to be, you know, blasted around the world kind of thing, you definitely have to, you know, make yourself known in Toronto for sure.
Yeah.
It's as much as I love Vancouver, which is why the album's called Lost in Vancouver. So
of course.
But yeah, man.
Yeah. Please help me find my way through the dark night, drunk with a numb face, and two hot girls trying to find a fun place. Both smiling, one real and one fake, like the gift and the curse, and it's worse cause I just got a spot by the beach with a gorgeous home, up the square feet, but I'm so alone. And I gotta do shows like I'm forced to roam on this fucking tour bus, but I show no fuss as another lane shoots me till I'm living Kids waterfront next door to David Suzuki with a fat retirement and similar charity. Sneak a little weed, stay hotter than bury me, but now still living lost. Guess I'm just a rebel overwhelmed with cause, yeah. So they pay me cash and they tell me play through the darkest nights, so please help me find my way.